Hi Internet, I'm John Appleseed. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle, sometimes other puzzles or games. Today we've got a Sunday New York Times crossword. This one posted on September 28th, 2025. The constructor is Rich Katz. Will Schwartz is the editor. And the title of the puzzle is Central Perk, which will be a hint of the theme. I saw something on the news recently about Central Perk, of course, was the coffee shop on the TV show Friends. And I think they've opened an actual store called Central Perk that has the same interior as the set on the show. I guess you can go and hang out and pretend you're Joey or Ross or Rachel or whoever you most identify with. You have to take one of those Quizlets to find out which friend are you. All right, so we'll see what the theme is. Maybe something to do with coffee. Perks can also, I don't know. We'll find out. Let's get into the puzzle. One across is caveat blank, buyer beware. I think that phrase is caveat emptor. One down is title heroine, described as handsome, clever, and rich, with a comfortable home and happy disposition. I'm going to take a little bit of a guess. I think that's Emma. That just sounds like Jane Austen language. Emma is a Jane Austen book, I believe. Two down, dough, money or moolah. Another kind of slangy term for money, as is dough. Three down, okay, and we've got some highlighting going on here. Three down is in italics, and it highlights 39 across, which is also in italics. So three down is fly-catching bird with a name derived from Greek. Don't know, and it crosses with 39, a class that might cause some high schoolers to blush. Sex ed would be my guess for that, but it does not fit. Okay, so these are our themed answers. Central Perk. So maybe the central square of the two related answers will have some shenanigans going on with it. I don't know. Four down, driveway goo. You may get tar on your driveway. Five down, as a whole, on something. Six down, moves elsewhere. Relocates. Does that fit? It does. So 20 across, that's Arizona County, or indigenous people. Mojave is a desert in Arizona, probably a county name, and it's from an indigenous nation. 23 across, blank law, concept in computing technology. Don't know that. 26 across, contents of a flagon. You might have ale in a flagon. So fly-catching bird with a name derived from Greek. I don't know a bird that begins with PJ. Pretty confident about emptor and Mojave, unless this is an H. Mojave can probably be spelled with an H in some variants, and then Phoenix. Well, maybe I'm just thinking of that because Arizona. But Phoenix is, I don't know what it is. Five down as a whole, overall. 27 across, Ole Miss. Athletes to fans. Know that. Remove surgically as tissue. Don't know that either. And this is the class that might cause some high schoolers to blush. No. 28 down is minds, one's P's and Q's. Don't know. All right, let's try over here. 7 across, spice that's characteristic of Hungarian cooking. I think paprika is used heavily in Hungarian cooking. 7 down, tenured profs, often. Profs abbreviated in the clue, so probably there will be an abbreviation in the answer, like PhDs. Usually you have to have a PhD to get tenure, I think. 8 down, small battery, or an organization that might help with a battery. Again, we have an abbreviation in the clue, org. So maybe this is an organization that might help you with your car battery. AAA. AAA could also be a small battery size. 9 down, it's all in your head. Your brain. I don't know. 10 down, mother of Joseph and Benjamin in the Bible. I think that's Rachel. And it crosses with 24 across, alternative to a nanny. I'm not sure what that is. Is that a day nurse? No. But I think Rachel weeping for her children, the mother of Joseph and Benjamin. 11 down, book after Song of Solomon. That's Isaiah. Okay, more Biblical knowledge coming in handy today. 12 down, French cocktail made with crème de cassis. Blackberry flavor is a Kira Royale. 13 down, mirrored. Aped. You mirrored somebody, you copied them, you aped them, which I've only seen used that way in crosswords. Try some water for 21 across. It has a sip. Alternative to a Danny could be daycare. Thought it might begin with day. It's all in your head. A psychosis would be the best fit, I think. 29 across. X, or that's probably actually a Greek letter, chi. 35 across. They tell me, I hear. And 40 across. Sprawling Indian metropolis, probably Delhi in India. Okay, so psyche. Psyche is all in your head. Your psyche, your emotions. Rachel, Isaiah fits. So we have Rachel crossing with daycare. Do they have anything to do with each other? We just have a C as the central letter. I don't know, but all those answers look right, so I'm not sure what the theme is. Central Perk. I'm going to have to try to remember that. Sometimes I forget the theme halfway through the puzzle. 14 across. Marvel Comics mutant who can freeze his own body. I never saw any of the X-Men films. Wonder if they're worth checking out. 22 across. Like a win-win situation. Nope. 25 across. Fire starters. Don't know. 30 across is blank Scott, who the Supreme Court said was not free to sue for his freedom. That's the Dred Scott decision from Chief Justice Roger Taney, I think. 14 down is reasoned conclusion. Nope. 15 down, brewski. So some kind of a beer, maybe a cold one, fits with that D. 16 down, Bulldog fan in Connecticut. Are the Yale team, are they the Bulldogs? Eli fits in a university in Connecticut. I think it's going to be Yale, and Eli is a person who went to Yale. 17 down, Santa blank. No, 18 down, Stellar. No, 19 down, Van Blank Avenue, thoroughfare in San Francisco. Van Ness kind of rings a bell, but I may be thinking of something else. Mutant who can freeze his own body. Iceman, I don't know that character, but it would fit. That would be a name for somebody whose superpower is the ability to freeze themselves. 22 across, like a win-win situation. No lose, only win. And 25 across, fire starters. Alibis fits very well, but how would that be a fire starter? No. Reasoned conclusion. Santa. No. And Stellar. 32 across is organization not getting many happy returns. The IRS does not get tax returns from happy people, probably. 37 across. Beethoven Symphony originally intended to honor Napoleon. Oh, I didn't know this. I know there's a Beethoven Symphony called the Eroica, which I think means heroic. And maybe Napoleon was seen as a hero. Santa Monica. As the sun comes up over Santa Monica Boulevard. Stellar, doing with something to do with stars, could be astral. Fire starters are flints. Yes, that works. And an inference is a reasoned conclusion. 41 across, like some bridges. You could have dental bridges. Monica and dental. Oh, okay. Monica is a character from Friends. Rachel is a character from Friends. So Central Perk, as I said, was the coffee shop from the TV show. So maybe the down clues will be characters from the show. Phoebe is another character from the show. I don't know that means... Oh, a name derived from Greek. Okay, Phoebe is a Greek name. I was kind of thinking that it meant fly catching, but it's just a bird who catches flies who also has a Greek name. Okay, so that works. Then what is the class that might cause some high schoolers to blush? Home ec lab? No. A braid can be to remove tissue, I think. I'm certainly not a doctor of any kind. I like relocates. Is it something else? Moves elsewhere. I don't know the Ole Miss athlete name. 42 across. Just let me check on that. Yeah, like ILL. 43 down is one named singer born in Nigeria. Sade, maybe? Texters beats me. IDK. I don't know. Kind of like me right now, trying to figure out this little section of the puzzle. Let's move down and try our luck elsewhere. 46 across is man's name. That's 49 across, plus a letter. Don't know, 58 across, witch. A hag might fit. 64 across, where a hurricane forms. At sea, possibly. 71 across, mammal with long whiskers. A walrus. Let's try that. 46 down, online site for DIYers, do-it-yourselfers. eHow is a site I've seen. 47 down, time out, perhaps. And then this is another character. We've only got Chandler, Ross, and Joey, which doesn't fit here. Outback Baby is a Joey. A baby kangaroo is a Joey. So we've got Joey as a cross. So Phoebe, Rachel, and Monica are all vertical answers. Joey looks like he's a cross. And time out. Don't know. 48 down is info commonly shown on a board game box. The age range or number of players. I don't know. So man's name, that's 49 across. And 49 across is woman's name. That's the first three letters of 46 across. Eva, like Eva Peron and Evan fits there. Okay, Eva and Evan. Time out, a vacation. Could be time out of the office. Sorry. ON. Let's try hag for witch. Where a hurricane forms, over the ocean. So at sea, but a little bit different than I was thinking. 65 down is matrix, an array of data. Could be a matrix. 75 across, called. Titled. Is this age limit? E pluribus unum is the motto from many one on U.S. currency. Called, termed. Okay, yes, that does fit. Demanding, entertainer would be a diva, and I misspelled array. Age level of the players might appear on a board game box, yes. And then Weekend Update show, that's Saturday Night Live, SNL, and 79 down, Music's Fatboy Slim and David Guetta are DJs. Okay, so that is done. Let me check on that. I'll ask. Okay, I'm going to take out some of these. I like I'll ask. Let me check on that. 43 down, one named singer born in Nigeria. I'm going to guess that's Sade. What's Sade's song? Smooth operator. He's a smooth operator. I think that's Sade. Could be wrong. Mind one's P's and Q's is to mind your manners, to behave. Let's try behaves. Health. Health class might discuss topics like sex ed, I don't know. This is Moore's Law, isn't it? Moore's Law. I was thrown by that L from relocates. Moore's Law is something I was thinking of. I think it's that the size of a processor transistor will shrink by a certain amount. Anyway, computers will get smaller as they get more powerful. And it's proved to be true. Resettles for moves elsewhere, and I guess the Ole Miss athletes are called the Rebs. Ablate can mean to remove something. I didn't know it from surgery. I knew it from like the space shuttle, a spacecraft that re-enters the atmosphere, the material will burn off, or ablate is the term for that I've seen used. Okay, been asleep. I have lain. I have been asleep. Ablate is removed surgically. Health, and I'll ask, and we have Phoebe as the Friends character holding that corner together. All right, let's go over to this corner and see if we can figure this one out. 31 down is contribute to as one's reputation. No, 36 down, small inlet, I think is a area, a nice crossword word for a body of water. 44 across, expiates with 4, atones for. 38 down, lil, could be itsy. It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today. An itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini, so in the blanket she wanted to stay. So atones goes in. 53 across is a Tampa Bay athlete, a Buccaneer or Buck, the team is called. Inference looks right, and redound is to contribute to your reputation. I think that's correct. All over again for 61 across could be a new. And skier's conveyance for 45 down is a T-bar that may take you up the slope to start your run again. 62 down, sport. No, let's try this little center section. Central perk, so we may have some kind of Friends theme going on in here as well. 50 across, rap battle. Participants, maybe disc jockeys, DJs. 60 across, weekend update co-host, Michael, that's Michael Che. 66 across, wish someone happy birthday, perhaps. Send a card. 73 across, extra. Nope. And 51 down is city, southeast of Phoenix. I don't know. I think maybe DJs is incorrect. Extra, 73 across. Chandler and Ross don't seem to be extra. Maybe this is Chandler. There could be a Chandler in Arizona. A Chandler's got to go in somewhere. What's 50 down? Clown around with food. No. Let's try Chandler as the Friends character for this section. MCs, Masters of Ceremonies, could they be participants in a rap battle? And then McDonald's. Ronald McDonald. Okay, so I think this is Ronald McDonald, or McDonald, is a clown who's around with food at McDonald's. I guess that's right. Okay, so those look correct. 73 across, extra, bonus. And 77 across, blank day. Billie Holiday's portrayer in the United States versus Billie Holiday. Don't know that. Sun block. Block spelled like an organization, I think, in the is it the Phoenix Suns? There's a basketball team called the Suns. So NBA, I think, is the answer. 68 down, pretty blank picture, pretty as a picture. Maybe this is Andra Day. Purpose of some cameras for 52 down. Sorry, could be security. Let's check these, make sure they're right. 82 across. He was nay Clay. Muhammad Ali was born Cassius Clay. Do-over at Wimbledon is a let. That's a term from tennis that I've learned from crosswords. And 93 across, like some alcohol, or places that prohibit alcohol. So you can have a dry wine or a dry county. Okay, so that section is done. Twists off course as a ship is to yaw. You got pitch going up and down, roll going like this, and then yaw is the movement of the bow of the ship left and right. Or port and starboard, I guess, if it's a ship. 63 across, a blank guesser. Hit online game whose players deduce locations from a Google Street View image. That's GeoGuessr. Not a game I've tried. The little clips I've seen on YouTube seem improbable that they're getting it that quickly. 69 across, at dawn, say early in the morning. 74 across, they stand for art. Easels are stands where you might put art. So 62 down, sport. You can wear a garment, you can sport a jaunty hat or something like that. 70 down, moving around, a stir. 55 down, reaches a shared opinion about, agrees to or agrees on. 90 across is sewer or sower. Sower in American history, Betsy Ross. Oh, here's Ross. Betsy Ross sewed the American flag in popular legend. So we'll try agrees on. For 55 down, Ross, our other Friends character, goes in there. So we've got Joey, Chandler, and Ross. I wonder what we'll see in the bottom of the grid. Holistic contentment could be wellness. We've already got 2 L's in there, sorry. 84 across, words of understanding, I see. Key for a quick exit could be the escape key, and foreign policy group is the National Security Council, or NSC. 78 across, celebrity chef Inna, that's Inna Garten. 83 across, watchdogs warning, probably just grr. 89 across, kind of sauce. At a sushi bar, I think you can have eel sauce. 94 across, not present and not excused, for short. You are absent without excuse, absent without leave, AWOL in the military. 99 across, Cherokee and Cheyenne. Both American Indian nations, probably also both kinds of cars, so I'm not sure what it is. 83 down, targeted to, geared to. 78 down, came back as hair, grew, came back. Regrew, or grew back, but neither of those fit. You can put a ring on it. An earlobe can have a ring earring. Maybe these are tribes. Grew in, your hair grew in, it grew back. 95 down is liberal leaning, leftish or something like that. Okay, let's move over here. 80 across, X. We already had chi in the puzzle, didn't we? Or yeah, 29 across was X. That's the Greek letter chi, so this won't be chi, it'll be something else. I don't know what it is. Attack, set. And I think it's set, like set on, something along those lines. 76 down is back. No, 87 across, familiar initialism, coined by a U.S. Air Force captain. UFO was coined by the Air Force, unidentified flying object, to try and be less alarmist than flying saucer. So it's just something we haven't figured out what it is yet. 92 across, zipped, sped. Set upon for attack. Back is to defend. It could be to back someone. That's a Roman numeral 10, I guess, for 80 across. X is 10 in Roman numerals. Error message on a Blu-ray device could be no disc with a K or a C. Brezhnev of the Soviet Union, Leonid Brezhnev. I remember when he was the premier. He had those really big bushy eyebrows. I remember when he died, there was a cartoon on the editorial page of a cartoonist sitting at his drawing board with his head in his hand saying, "Oh, those eyebrows, I'm going to miss those eyebrows." It's probably easy to draw a caricature of him. Okay, 108 down, double A or double J. Don't know. 101 down, blank fatale, femme fatale, the fatal woman in French. 102 down, gets 40 winks, sleeps, naps. Don't know. 97 down, Chinese nut. That's really a fruit. I think that's lychee. 92 down, sorry, boils with rage, seethes. So 101 across, relationship featuring casual intimacy or a hint to the pairs of 6 intersecting answers in this puzzle. And now that the wording of that makes me think that there is some kind of connection. Vacation Joey. I feel like there's a connection between the character name and the Phoebe Health. I'm not seeing it if there is. Dental Monica. No. Okay. So I think this begins with friends, and I've spelled lychee with an I, but it could probably also be spelled with an I. Friends with benefits would be a relationship featuring, oh, that's what it is. Okay, a relationship featuring casual intimacy. It's friends with benefits. And the name of each friend is crossing with something you might have as a benefit through your employer. Health insurance, or maybe type of insurance. Daycare could be provided by your employer if you're very, very lucky. Dental, you might have a dental plan through your employer. Joey's getting vacation days, which would be odd since he was an actor, so one of the few professions where you don't get vacation days. Chandler got a bonus, I guess, a bonus for the what was the thing he was in charge of? The weenus. Weekly estimated number of users on the system. Weenus, I remember that. How many times have I seen that episode? So Chandler got a bonus, and what did Ross get? Ross got wellness. He got wellness care. Okay, that's an unusual benefit these days too. All right, friends with benefits. 108 across, Starbucks competitor. Don't know. 112 across, Beat It. Amscray, or I like lychee, and I spelled this wrong too, but I think the H is right. 118 across, Wouldn't Miss It for the World. I'm there. And 121 across, Lives in. No, it's the double J, double A, double J. Gets 40 winks, rests. I'm going to take out. It's another kind of nut. Sees red for boils with rage instead of seethes. Pete's is a coffee place. Maybe it's lychee like that. Then we can put in Amscray for Beat It, which I think is just scram in Pig Latin, but I've heard from an early age, I heard people say Amscray to mean get out of here. Wouldn't Miss It for the World. I'm there. And Lives in, resides. So AA and JJ are pairs of letters, I guess. Are they pair of aces, pair of jacks, maybe in cards? Rests, lychee spelled that way, which would probably be not a spelling I would think of in my first few guesses, but that I'll accept that for crossword purposes. Sees red, come to, 2 and 2 come to 4, they are 4, and for sure, yes. Okay, we'll spell Amscray with a Y at the end, make it yes for 114 down, and those look right. 109 across, spot for an ornament. No, beginning with a K or a C. 98 down, makes small in comparison. It dwarfs something else, like the deficit dwarfs the amount of money in your bank account. 103 down, letter-shaped train track piece. An I-rail? I've seen I-beam and I-bar is letter-shaped construction material. Train track makes me think it may be rail. Let's try that. 104 down, to blank own self be true, to thine own self be true. I think that's from Hamlet. Sharpened, honed. And government debt obligations could be treasury bonds, T-bonds, or T-notes, but you got to be for benefits, right? Spot for an ornament could be a car hood, so it is disc with a C for what might be missing from your Blu-ray device. Actor Wilson of The Office is Rainn Wilson. Find is what happens to slow filers or fast drivers. And sleds, dog sleds, are Iditarod transports. 110 across, Giants in California and New York. They are teams. San Francisco Giants, New York Giants football. Okay, 116 across, rye is a kind of bread or whiskey. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Let's try leftish for liberal leaning. 40 winks could be a siesta, taken by somebody who is resting, like our friend in 102 down. 106 down is George of Star Trek. Oh my, that's George Takei. And bad thing to discover in the pantry, a smell, could mean something is going bad in there. 111 down, jazz singer Sylvia. Don't know that. Let's try whiskey for the rye. For 116 across. 120 across is furniture retailer owned by Williams Sonoma. Don't know. 123 across involves. Entails. Gives us leftist instead of leftish for liberal leaning. World Wrestling something is a wrestling thing that may have merged with the UFC. A hen party is like a what do they call that? It's like a bridal party. What do we call that in America? The bride's night out. Hen party. A hen do. Okay. And then West Elm. Is that right? Sylvia Sims sounds like it could be. I think M finishes the puzzle. All right, let's admire this. And as the music was playing, I remember I was trying to think of bachelorette party is what we call that in the U.S. I think a hen party is a bachelorette party, a hen do, and then, yeah, and then stag do would be a bachelor party. Okay, leftist, siesta, George Takei. Those look right. So we had 6 friends. The characters of friends, they're all getting some kind of benefit, which even after I knew there was some kind of connection between them, but didn't quite click until I got the revealer and got it was going to be friends with benefits. So I needed the revealer not to fill in the answers, but to understand them. And then I didn't need the revealer. I think the title of the puzzle, Central Perk, was enough to keep me on the lookout for, which we had Phoebe and, I had Monica, I had Rachel first, and then Monica, and then, okay, we've got friends characters in here. So that was a good puzzle. Some difficult clues, fun little callbacks to friends, like Chandler's bonus. So I learned some new people like Andra Day and Sylvia Sims. I'm familiar with them until now, but I'll look them up and add them to my list of crossword-generated knowledge. All right, thanks so much for joining me. Please come back for more puzzles and games, and I'll see you next time.